If you've been formatting text in Python by gluing pieces together with plus signs and commas, let's look at a better way. It's cleaner, easier to read, and once it clicks, you'll not want to go back. It's called the F string, and it's the way modern Python handles formatted text. By the end of this lesson, hopefully you'll be able to drop variables straight into your text, run calculations right inside a string, round money to 2 decimal places, add thousands separators to big numbers, and line up columns so your output looks like it came from real software, all with one simple readable tool. So we start with a problem that F-strings solve. Say you have a name and an age, and you want to print a sentence that uses both. The old way means chopping your sentence into pieces and joining them with plus signs, converting numbers to strings as you go, and carefully adding spaces so the words don't run together. It works, but it's fiddly. It is hard to read, and it's easy to get wrong. So now look at the F-string version on screen. You put the letter F right before the opening quote. And then anywhere you want a value, you just put the variable name inside curly braces, right where it belongs in the sentence. And that's it. The value, it appears exactly where you wrote it. No plus signs, no manual conversion, no juggling spaces. You read it almost like the finished sentence, which is the point of it. So we want to think about what's actually happening here. An F string is a normal string with one small addition, that letter F in the front of the opening quote. And that F tells Python this string has slots in it. Anywhere you put curly braces, Python looks inside, evaluates whatever's there, and drops the result into the text. The expression appears exactly where its value belongs, and that's why F strings read so naturally. So now it's powerful though, because what goes inside the braces doesn't just have to be a variable or just a text variable. It can be almost any Python expression. So if we put 5 times 3 inside the braces, Python does the math and prints 15. The calculation happens right there inside the string at the moment that it runs. You can call functions, you can do arithmetic, you can look things up, you can do all that inside the braces there in the F string. So the string is not just holding your text, it's actually doing work. Now then, to make your output look more professional, we have format specifiers. And F strings go from convenient to even more powerful with these. After the expression inside the braces, you can add a colon, and then a set of instructions that tells Python how to format the value. So there's a few that you'll likely use very often. First, decimal places, which matter most for money. If you have a price like 4.5 and you print it plain, you get 4.5, which looks wrong on a receipt. But if you add :.2f inside the braces, you're telling Python format this as a number with exactly 2 decimal places. And now it prints 4.50 like real money. That little :.2f is something you'll use in almost every program if you're going to touch prices. Next, for the 1000 separators. Big numbers are hard to read as a solid block of digits. It's a lot cleaner if we can separate them with the commas appropriately. So, if you had 1.25 million written as a plain number, it's just a wall of digits that your eye has to count. But add a colon, comma inside the braces, and Python drops in commas at every 1000. Suddenly it reads clearly, grouped exactly the way you would write it by hand. One character and a hard-to-read number become easy. So you can even combine these. For a large dollar amount, you can ask for commas and 2 decimal places at the same time, and Python will handle both at once. So this is how you print things like account balances and invoice totals that look professional. Readable. And the feature that ties back to something you may have learned about already, in my other video, is tabs, alignment and width. Earlier ways of lining up columns with tabs work, but they get shaky when your values are different lengths. To format specifiers, fix that for good. Inside the braces, after the colon, you can give a width, a number of characters to reserve, and an alignment symbol that says whether to push the value left, right, or center within that space. If you look at the example on the screen, we loop over a few items and their prices, and for each one we tell Python, give the item name a fixed width and align it to left, and give the price a fixed width and align it to the right, because every row reserves the exact same space. The columns line up perfectly, no matter how long or short each name is, so that's a big deal. It makes a big difference. Coffee, sandwich, cake, all different links, all snapping into clean, even columns with the prices aligned on the right. Another thing that's going to save you time constantly is, especially while you're learning, is the debugging shortcut. Let's say you have a variable and you just want to check its value. Normally you would write the name of the variable, then an equal sign, then the variable again inside the braces. But F strings gives you a shortcut. Put the variable in braces followed by an equal sign, and Python prints both the name and the value for you. So it shows the variable name, an equal sign, and the result, all automatically. When you're trying to figure out why your code isn't behaving, This little equals trick is a fast way to peek at what your variables actually hold. So f-strings were added to Python back in version 3.6, and they've been the preferred way to format text ever since. Recent versions of Python have only made them better, lifting old restrictions so you can do even more inside the braces. They are also generally faster than the older formatting styles and far easier to read. So when you're writing new Python code, f-strings are the default choice. And reaching for them is just good practice, basically. There's a couple of situations, though, where you might reach for something else, so it's a good idea to know them so you're not surprised later. F-strings build their text immediately, the moment the line runs. So for certain specialized cases, like some logging setups, another style might be more efficient. And you should never drop untrusted input directly into an f-string that gets used as a database query, because that opens a security hole. But for the everyday job of building readable formatted text, which is the vast majority of what you're going to do here at the beginning of things as you're learning, f-strings are going to be exactly what you want. So let's think of an example that puts it together. Picture a small sales summary. We have item names, quantities, prices. Using f-strings, we give each column a fixed width and alignment so everything lines up. We format the prices with 2 decimal places, and we add thousands separators to the totals. If you look at the screen, you can see it come together into a clean, aligned, professional-looking report, which is the kind of output that's going to make your program feel more finished. And every piece of that formatting came from the tools that we just talked about. So to recap, what you learned, an f-string is a string with the letter F in front, curly braces that hold live expressions Python evaluates for you in there. Inside those braces, you can drop in variables, run calculations, and even call functions, so that's super powerful. After a colon, you add format specifiers, .2f for 2 decimal places, a comma for 1,000 separators, and a width with an alignment symbol to build clean columns. There's a variety of format specifiers. And the equal sign trick gives you a fast way to inspect your variables while you're debugging. So it's a good idea, if you get a chance this week, to take a program you've written that prints numbers and reformat the output with f-strings. Start practicing this. Round every price to 2 decimals, add commas to any big number, line up a few rows into real columns using width and alignment. And once you see your own output turning cleaner and more aligned, if you're able to use something that you already built and improve on it, refactor it like this, you'll stop feeling like f-strings are just a feature that you read about, and it's going to become your regular, one of your regular tools. So if you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome and be helpful for both of us, and I'll be putting out a lot more of these very soon.